AAC is basically a victim of a proxy war in Rivers State. In one breed between the Wike faction, the PDP, and of course the APC. As a party, we had taken a principled decision not to get involved because we believe that the ideology of this party, AAC, is distinct and revolutionary. So, when the tribunal was constituted, people started calling me up and down. They needed me to assist the governor of Rivers State to frustrate the petition by our candidate against the governorship petition filed by our candidate in Rivers State against the election of Wike. I'm saying this publicly for the first time. People kept calling me, including people who were my colleagues in the university that I know are close to the government. Like I said, because of the delicate nature of the issue, please excuse me from being too specific. I believe we all understand what I'm saying. But I am one person who had vowed never to join a political party in my life. Now, when I took the decision to join AAC, it was because the people who founded the party, namely Sowore and us here, I believed AAC was a revolutionary party, and I still stand by that view. So when I started receiving these calls to get involved in the tribunal, it didn't make sense to me. And I said, even if I didn't have integrity, I cannot betray the party. I cannot take the position that tomorrow it will be held against me. So I rejected the offers. If I had accepted to use my position as the national legal advisor to advance that invitation to support the offer that we made, I would have probably built a house by now. I would be driving in the best SUV by now. Because for those who are conversant with the region that I come from, the Niger Delta, you know money flows. And many of the governors hardly know what to do with it. But I stood on a principled ground and said, no, I was not going to be part of it. Now, they had to resort to a plan B to look for somebody that can use the machinery of the party to frustrate the petition against Governor Nyesom Wike. That is why, if you have followed the proceedings at the tribunal, please, I hope you understand why I'm starting from Rivers. Because all the court issues I'm going to explain flows from this. When I sit down, you will see the truth of this matter. You know what happened? I received a call in my office in Lagos. People were calling me to say, tune to AIT, tune to channels. There's a live broadcast that AAC is having a meeting. I said, well, I'm not the most important person in the party. But by virtue of my position, if the party is having such a meeting, I should be aware. Sowore said he was not aware. I reached out, but nobody claims to have been aware. Even our comrade, Abba Jalip, I don't know if he's here, the Cross River State chairman, he was one of those who called me. I said, I'm not aware. So I later read that some people met, that was on the 13th of May, and claimed that the neck of the party had met, suspended Sowore for 6 months, suspended the Deputy National Chairman, Mark Onfabiyi, for 6 months, appointed Leonard as the acting national chairman. I said, this is the way things are done. This was on the 13th of May. I said, okay, we'll see how it goes. We all thought it was a national comedy. But I did not underrate that. You know why? Because of the calls I had received to do some things. So when I saw that AAC is so rich to have so much money to bring national television and do live broadcasts, I said, this is millions of naira. Who would have funded this? I never knew the party I belonged to had so much money. And yet all the legal matters of the party that have been running around, we have been struggling, squeezing ourselves to fund it. I said, where did this money come from? So I thought that, okay, for whatever it is we will hear. Until 17th of May, a reporter with the Inspiration FM called me from Lagos that I understand you are the national legal advisor of the party. I would like you to respond to the injunction, the order of the court made removing or restraining Sowore and so on from being the chairman of the party. AAC is in court. I'm not aware. Nobody told me. And I'm supposed to represent the party in all legal proceedings by the constitution of the party. Why should I be hearing that a party I belong to, that I've registered as a member, is in court and I'm not aware? I've not seen any process. So all these things sounded very stupid to me. Because I know as a lawyer that there are things I cannot do. I'm not saying others cannot do it. Well, I told the journalist it was fake news. And he kept on lashing me that how can you say it's fake news? Something that he even mentioned the name of the judge. I told him until I see the order, I would not believe it. Because we did not want to take things for granted. Immediately, I ran to Abuja, filed an application for certified true copies of the order of the court, the order of Honorable Justice Iyanekwo. Also applied for the CTC of all the processes filed in the case. Guess what? We refused. Every document filed in court is a public document that any Nigerian has the right to access. But my application was turned down. Why? They said, oh, we did not indicate which of the party, whether it was the defendant or the plaintiff that I was represented. But I had clearly said I was applying on behalf of an interested party. And even if I didn't say that, as a Nigerian, and because what I needed was a public document, I had the right to get it. Everything I'm saying will reveal the shenanigans about this court case. Now they got an order for substituted service. The judge said it should be advertised in 2 national dailies, including Vanguard. Guess what? It was advertised in 3. The court said 2. So they even add a bonus. For those who are familiar with media adverts, you know what it costs to have a full-page advert in a national newspaper. 3 national newspapers, these court processes were advertised running into several pages. Please, if you are in the media, you know that is millions of naira. Again, I said, how can AAC be this rich? And the office of the National Legal Advisor is being starved of funds. That this party has so much money. So guess what? The court also made an order limiting the time within which Sowore and Malcolm, who were the defendants, were to respond to the suit. Normally, by law, we should have been entitled to the minimum of 18 days. We were given 14 days. Within 7 days, I was able to file a strong response for the party and file. I was able to file an affidavit of 65 paragraphs with a written address raising 5 issues. I was able to file a motion to set aside the order of interim injunction. I was able to also file a response to their motion for interlocutory injunction. I did all this within 7 days. I did not sleep. So we proceeded in filing. We went to court. And the matter was adjourned for hearing. Meanwhile, note, it was on the 13th of May. For anybody here, whether you're a Christian or a Muslim, whatever you believe in or an atheist, but for anybody that has reputation, and I challenge you to prove me wrong, go online. The only record anywhere that any group of persons met in the name of AAC that Leonard Nzenwa was involved was on the 13th of May. But if you look at the court process that has been filed, Leonard never said AAC had a meeting on the 13th of May. He was talking about 27th of March. That nobody, please, if you were in any meeting on the 27th of March here, please, stand up, let me see you, and I'll walk out of this place. On the 27th of March, 2019, this year. So nobody hardly heard about such meeting. But somebody came to court with a document claiming that the neck of the party met on the 27th of March. Meanwhile, it was on the 13th that this kangaroo announcement was made on national TV. You know why that happened? Because they had to manufacture the documents to tally with the timeline that they needed to achieve their purpose. So while Nigerians were deceived, while journalists who covered the events were deceived, that Sowore was suspended, purportedly suspended on the 13th of May. Leonard went to court claiming Sowore was suspended on the 27th of March. That is his case. Now, what happened? Sowore traveled out of Nigeria on the 12th of May. The lawsuit was filed on the 14th of May, the one at the Federal High Court. What could he have done? I said, okay, as the lawyer, nobody is an island, but I like to be thorough in whatever I do. I told Sowore, you must give me the information page of your international passport before I can go to court on your behalf. If you don't give me, I'm not going. It's as if I had a premonition. It's as if I saw what was to come. Like the Christian will say, flesh and blood did not reveal it to me. So I got the international passport document. I exhibited it. Joshua Adoye, our Deputy National Secretary, had to be the deponent to file the counter-affidavit on behalf of Sowore and Marco. So we even gave a reason why he could not personally depose to the affidavit. His counter-affidavit. But guess what? My Lord said, and I respect my Lord's decision, but I disagree with it. My Lord said, the defendant did not take their case seriously. The case was uncontested. That the reason given for their absence was not cogent. I said, okay, leave our case. Leave Sowore's case. What was Leonard's case? And for those who are here after now, please reach me. I can give my number. Call me on WhatsApp. I'll send all the court documents to you. If I say anything here that is not there, please come out publicly and say it. If you look at the defense that we filed, we completely discredited the shenanigans they claimed. All the documents we showed to the court, the documents were forged. Designations that do not exist in AAC purportedly signed the document. We even brought documentary proof of someone who had resigned from the AAC, whose name also purportedly appeared on the document. We also showed the court that even by his own calculation of people who are members of NEC, it was statistically and mathematically impossible for that meeting to have held. We also showed the court of duplication of names. One person will sign twice. Somebody claims to be chairman of Ogun State in one place, sign in another place in the same document as Deputy National Secretary of the party. So I was able to expose this fraud, and I even drew a tabular explaining them one by one. Look at another fraud. Under our constitution, you cannot have more than 6 representatives per zone at the neck of the party. Every zone is entitled to 6. And if I have to refer us to the constitution, I'll refer us. Guess what? About 18 people signed from Nasarawa State alone. In the document Leonard brought to court. I said, if Nasarawa has 18 people in the neck of the party, that is not neck again. Southeast zone purportedly had over 15 names. I said, what type of document is this? Even me, someone signed to be the national legal advisor. Yes, in my name. I said, So the fiction, the fraud was so apparent that, let me shock you. Now, the resolution he claimed that Sowore was suspended, if you read it, I wish I knew I would have come with those documents. If you read the resolution, but like I said, they are online, I can send it to us. It is a resolution passed at the 2nd and 3rd NEC meeting of the African National Congress. The same Leonard swore in his further affidavit after we had filed a defense that there has only been one NEC meeting. This was, in fact, there has only been one NEC meeting which he held. But the resolution is that resolution of second and third NEC meeting. That is not the end. This resolution that was passed on the 7th of May was purportedly communicated to Sowore on the 28th of March. That's 6 weeks into the future. Leonard had become some sort of mystic that you pass the resolution on the 13th of May, you now send this resolution to Sowore to show that he has been suspended on the 28th of March. Please, do you need to be a lawyer to see it? That is fraud. But we brought all this out. Irreconcilable issues with dates were so apparent on the documents. We clearly explained all this. Somebody even came to come from Akwa Ibom and could not even spell the state that you come from. You look at the documents, you see the handwriting, you can clearly see that name 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 is one person that signed it. The truth of the matter is that there was no NEC meeting of the party that suspended Sowore, either on the 27th of March or on the 13th of May. So we exposed all these things. We even brought the list of the authentic officials of the party as submitted to INEC that INEC has, with the seal of INEC, showing that they are in possession of it. We now juxtapose it, compare it with the list of people who purportedly, the names who purportedly signed this document. And we showed the contradictions one after the other. Believe me, all this was ignored in the judgment. None. We raised issues. None of them was attended to. None. We raised 5 issues. None. So, okay. But the court gave its judgment. Please listen. If you are saying that the African National Congress has suspended Sowore, suspended Dr. Malcolm, Sowore and Malcolm are still insisting that they are the officers of the party, who is supposed to complain? Is it not the party? In these 2 cases filed, the party is not joined in any of them. It is not the ANC that brought these cases against them. ANC was not even joined as a party to these cases. And by law, the party is not bound. So if it is the party that suspended him, and he said, I refuse to be suspended, is it not the party that should complain? We addressed all these issues. That was why, with the greatest respect to the judge, the easiest way to give that judgment was to say, oh, you don't even have a defense, I don't even want to look at what you filed. But even at that, I said, look at his own case, leave our defense, that on the basis of his own case alone, this case ought to have been dismissed. So as a lawyer, I sleep very well at night. I always tell my clients that when I lose a case, I sleep very, I may be angry, I may be depressed, I may feel bad, but I won't lose sleep. You know why? Because I believe I had done my best as a lawyer. The judge did not say the lawyer was incompetent. Please listen. The judge did not say our case was weak. The judge did not say what we prepared violated any principle of law. The judge said Sowore and Malcolm did not personally depose to their counter affidavit. That's all. That is the only thing, the reason in the judgment. That is for the case at the Federal High Court. And note, because ANC was not joined in that case, ANC is not bound by it. 2, there is no order made against us from sitting here that today. So does nobody feel that this gathering is illegal? No court of law in Nigeria can restrain a party from meeting. None. Because it is the domestic affairs of the party. So this meeting is lawful and constitutional. There is no injunction restraining the African National Congress. There is no injunction restraining the African National Congress from meeting.